Kyle Larson walks into Bristol Motor Speedway this weekend carrying the weight of two completely different legacies. On one hand, he's the defending Food City 500 champion, fresh off winning the 2025 NASCAR Cup Series championship. On the other hand, he's trapped in the longest winless drought of his entire Hendrick Motorsports career. 31 races. That's how long it's been since Kyle Larson celebrated in victory lane. His last win came at Kansas Speedway in May 2025, where he dominated by leading 221 of 267 laps in what many called a masterpiece performance, but since that triumphant day, the number 5 Chevrolet has been searching for answers while the pressure continues mounting with every checkered flag that doesn't fly in their favor. What makes this drought even more confounding is that Larson managed to win the 2025 championship without capturing a single victory in the final 24 races of the season. His title came through what NASCAR insiders called ruthless consistency, finishing third in the season finale at Phoenix Raceway to secure his second Cup Series championship. But consistency without victories isn't the Kyle Larson that racing fans have come to expect. The numbers tell a story that defies everything we know about elite NASCAR drivers. Larson, now 33 years old, has 32 career Cup Series wins and is considered one of the most naturally gifted drivers of his generation. His nickname throughout the garage area has always been the Talent, a reference to his ability to wheel anything with 4 wheels to victory lane. Yet here he sits, 9th in the 2026 Cup Series standings through 7 races, with only one top 5 finish to show for his efforts. Bristol Motor Speedway represents both Larson's greatest opportunity and his heaviest burden. Last year's Food City 500 was nothing short of a clinic in short-track racing dominance. Larson led a staggering 411 of 500 laps, sweeping both opening stages and controlling the race from start to finish. He beat Denny Hamlin to the checkered flag by over 2 seconds in what was described as a flawless performance by the number 5 team. The concrete half-mile bullring has become Larson's personal playground over the place-seconds years. He now owns 3 Cup Series victories at Bristol, including that commanding performance last spring. His success at the track stems from his dirt racing background, where he learned to manipulate cars on slippery surfaces with high banking. The skills translate perfectly to Bristol's unique challenges, where drivers must manage tire wear while navigating traffic in what many call controlled chaos. But walking into Bristol as the defending race winner while carrying a 31-race winless streak creates a psychological pressure cooker that few drivers have experienced. The expectations are sky high because everyone knows what Larson is capable of achieving on this specific racetrack. Yet the longer the winless drought continues, the more questions begin surfacing about whether the magic is still there. Crew chief Cliff Daniels has been Larson's partner through both championship campaigns and knows the pressure his driver is facing better than anyone. The duo has built their reputation on finding speed when it matters most, but they haven't been able to close the deal since that May afternoon in Kansas. Daniels has watched his driver lead 137 laps through 7 races in 2026, showing flashes of the old dominance without being able to sustain it for an entire weekend. The technical side of NASCAR's next-gen car has created new challenges for teams that once dominated with raw speed. Larson and Daniels have had to adapt their approach, learning how to extract performance from a vehicle that behaves differently than the cars that carried them to their first championship in 2021. The learning curve has been steep, and the results have been frustratingly inconsistent for a team accustomed to weekly contention. What makes the pressure even more intense is the massive commitment recently placed on his shoulders. In February, Hendrick Motorsports and HendrickCars.com locked Larson into a massive 5-year contract extension through the 2031 season. While long-term job security is a driver's dream, the business reality of NASCAR means that with a decade-defining contract comes an expectation of absolute dominance. Sponsors want victories, not just consistent top 10 finishes, and Larson understands that his defending title and renewed commitment only amplify the pressure on the organization to maximize every remaining competitive opportunity. The psychological aspect of breaking winless streaks in professional motorsports creates a snowball effect that can either crush drivers or fuel them to extraordinary performances. Some drivers become paralyzed by the pressure, making mistakes at crucial moments when victory is within reach. Others use the mounting frustration as rocket fuel, channeling their determination into breakthrough performances that restart their winning ways. Larson's mental approach to the winless streak has been remarkably mature for someone known throughout his career for aggressive, go-for-broke racing. He's acknowledged the drought publicly while maintaining confidence in his team's ability to return to victory lane. During recent interviews, he's emphasized the importance of the process over the results, knowing that if they continue executing at a high level, the wins will eventually come. The broader context of the 2026 NASCAR season adds another layer of complexity to Larson's Bristol weekend. Rather than widespread parity, the sport is witnessing absolute dominance. Tyler Reddick holds the points lead with 353 points, having already captured 4 wins in the first 7 races. Blaney sits second with 271 points, followed by Denny Hamlin in third with 259. Reddick's early season command casts a massive shadow over former champions like Larson, who are struggling to find victory lane. While the remaining 3 races went to Hamlin, Blaney, and Chase Elliott, the season has been defined by one driver's extraordinary pace, making every remaining race feel like a must-win for the rest of the field. The Food City 500 weekend at Bristol features a field of 37 hungry drivers, many of whom are dealing with their own pressures and expectations. But none carries the unique burden that Larson faces as a defending champion of both the race and the season, who hasn't won in nearly a full calendar year. The spotlight will be intensely focused on the number 5 Chevrolet from the moment practice begins. Bristol's unique characteristics as a racetrack could work in Larson's favor if he can rediscover the magic that made him nearly unbeatable here in 2025. The track's high banking and concrete surface create opportunities for multiple racing grooves, allowing skilled drivers to find speed where others cannot. Larson's ability to manipulate his car's handling through subtle adjustments has always been his greatest strength on short tracks. The tire strategy element at Bristol adds another dimension to the weekend's equation. Teams must balance speed with longevity, managing their equipment over long green flag runs while staying in position to capitalize on caution periods. Larson and Daniels have historically excelled at these strategic decisions, often finding themselves in the right place when opportunities arise. Weather conditions for this weekend's Food City 500 are expected to be ideal, eliminating the rain delays and cool temperatures that sometimes affect spring races at Bristol. Clear skies and warm temperatures should provide consistent track conditions that favor teams with strong baseline setups, potentially playing into Larson's hands if his car shows speed during practice and qualifying. The stakes for Sunday's race extend far beyond just ending a winless streak. For Larson, Bristol represents a chance to reclaim his identity as NASCAR's most feared competitor on short tracks. A dominant performance similar to his 2025 victory would send a message to the rest of the field that the number 5 team has solved whatever issues have plagued them during the early part of 2026. As the green flag drops on Sunday afternoon at Bristol Motor Speedway, Kyle Larson will be driving with the weight of expectations that come with being a champion while carrying the hunger that builds during extended winless droughts. The defending Food City 500 winner knows that this weekend could either mark the beginning of another championship-caliber season or extend a frustrating stretch that has defined the early part of his title defense. Concrete Coliseum in Tennessee has seen dramatic moments throughout its storied history, but few storylines will be as compelling as watching one of NASCAR's most talented drivers attempt to rediscover his winning touch at the track where he's always seemed to find another gear. 31 races of waiting comes down to 500 laps of high-speed racing where legends are made and pressure either breaks drivers or transforms them into something even greater.